Namaste everyone. As usual, we start with 3 ohms. Let's take a deep breath in. But before that, visualize everybody who is here within you and form the group consciousness. And keeping everybody's inside you, let's do 3 ohms. Let's take a deep breath in. So our usual disclaimer, when you attend this session, you do so with the understanding you're responsible for your own well-being. Life in Yoga and I don't take any responsibility for the outcome of your participation here. Keeping that in mind, please make sure you exercise caution in what you do. Please do only what you can with comfort and ease, with very light effort, with such light effort as yoga says, whereby you can have meditative focus in what you're doing. A good place to do that is to watch your breath. So make sure the breath is always slow and smooth, never fast or irregular. With that as guidance, let's begin with our chakra vibrations. But just a reminder for everyone, today being Sunday, we have half hour of discussion time in the end today. And there is something recently that I came across that I would like to share with you. And that is sleep related, how to improve sleep and what are the factors that affect sleep. And I think many of you may find that interesting. So keeping that as the thought, let's begin with our chakra vibrations. Bring your awareness to the perineum. And as we squeeze at the perineum, press on the little finger and we squeeze so we do LUM. Take a deep breath. LUM. LUM. Release the finger and continue. LUM. Now, bring the awareness an inch or so above the perineum, behind the pubic area. There we do VUM as we draw in, pressing on the ring finger of the thumb. VUM. VUM. Release the fingers and continue. Last time. Now bring the awareness behind the navel, and as we draw in at the navel, we do Ram, pressing on the middle finger of the thumb. Ram. Release the finger and continue. Ram. Bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts, and here we do Yam, pressing on the index finger of the thumb. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the hand. Continue.
Yum.
Yum. Yum. Yum. Yum. Bring the awareness to the throat. Here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Hum. Release the hand. Continue. Now, bring the awareness to the middle of the head. We do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Chum. Release the hand, continue. Top of the middle of the head, we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand, continue. Now, bring your awareness within and observe how open you feel with all the vibrations. Now, those of you who know the Ujjayi Pranayam, please begin. And if you have tightness in your wrist or palms, you can stretch out the hands and keep the palms perpendicular to the forearms and as you do the Ujjayi. Now, for those of you who need instructions, make sure that you can feel a mild sucking sensation done without strain at the bottommost part of the mouth when you inhale and exhale. So please continue. As we continue the Ujjayi, stretch out your hands and make a fist with the thumb in. And as we inhale and exhale, let's go around the wrist. Last inhalation, exhalation. In this motion, let's go reverse with the same Ujjayi. Last exhalation. Now we can do our shoulder rotations. As you inhale, lift up the shoulders, and exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. And continue. Last shoulder rotation. We continue with Ujjayi, hands at the chest. As you inhale, stretch up and look up. And exhale, chin down and slowly bring the hands down from the side and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation with this motion. Now we make a fist, bend at the wrist, bring it into the chest, and we continue and chin down. We continue the Ujjayi. Inhale, opening out the palms, looking up, and exhale, make the fist and bring it in again, and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Elbows in line with the shoulders, fists below the chin. Inhale, go around the wrist, open out the palms, and exhale, make the fist and bring it in again and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last exhalation. Now we can go on to our neck exercises. As you exhale, gently tilt the head to one side, bring one ear towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, tilt the other way, and inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back up. Now we do 360 degrees around the neck. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, roll the head with the neck going around. And as you exhale, complete the circle and continue. Last breath and last round in this direction. And then we can go in the reverse direction. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now, once you complete, we'll go on to the spinal twist with the sound ah to the right, left and back, and chin down, the humming sound ma. So let's get ready. And those of you who want to be very gentle and careful, you can bring your hands behind your lowermost rib on the back. And for those who are not concerned about that, they can want to do it freehand, they can do it freehand, no problem. Take a deep breath in to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Second round to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Third round to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Now we can cross one leg over the opposite thigh and get hold of the knee on the top. And as you exhale, pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder as you turn the head the other way. As we contract at the perineum and do lum. Take a deep breath in. Lum. Lum. Let's cross over the other leg. Last time. Long. Now bring the awareness to the top of the head, and there we do Ah or Om, whichever you prefer, 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Om. Om. Now, bring your hands to your hips behind you, and as you inhale, push on one hand and make a backward arch, slightly tilted towards the hand that is pressing. And exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other side and make the backward arch. And inhale, exhale, come forward. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. And now we can stand up. Those of you who don't have good balance, you can remain seated, but the rest of us can stand up. And those of you who are standing up, keep the feet shoulder width apart, inside of the feet parallel to each other. And get hold of the elbows behind the back. And this is for everyone, whether you're seated or standing. Take a deep breath in, pull up the chin, lift up the chin, pull back the shoulders, and make a backward arch. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Take a deep breath in. Shift the weight to the left leg and make the backward arch slightly tilted to the left. Take another deep breath in, shift the weight to the right leg and make it slightly tilted to the arch slightly tilted to the right. Now, shift the weight to both the legs, and as you inhale, make even more of a backward arch straight back. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come up. And with each exhalation, bend from the hips and come downward, keeping your chin up and shoulder pulled back. Inhale and exhale. Observe the stretch from the hips all the way down to the feet. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop your hands towards the floor. If the hands don't reach the floor, get hold of your ankle or anywhere in the leg, but don't bend your knees. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to the left. As you twist to the left, you can try holding your left leg with both hands, one hand, or be free hand, whatever makes it comfortable for you. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to the right. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, come into the middle. Now, get hold of your ankles or legs wherever you can hold. Take a deep breath in. Continue to keep the chin up, but just pull yourself down as much as you can, but don't let the chin drop. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the chin drop, and as you inhale, slowly come up. Now, bring your hands to your hips, and those of you who are seated, if you want to, get hold of a chair or something to keep your balance, that is okay. And we will go around the hips. Take a deep breath in. As you inhale, come forward. As you exhale, go around the waist, go backward. Continue. Inhale and exhale. Last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation, exhalation. And now you can take your seat. We do the alternate nostril breathing. Begin inhalation from the left nostril, exhale through the right nostril, and inhale through the right and exhale through the left, and continue. Once you complete the last exhalation through the left nostril, you can bring your attention to the chest, and mentally you can vibrate like the lungs are vibrating Haim, 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 Haim. And after a minute, you can make it Haim Nam, Haim Nam, Haim Nam. Now we can go on to the spinal mantra. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim.
Aim Shim Jim, Aim Shim Jim, Aim Shim Jim, Aim Shim Jim, Aim Shim Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jaim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jaim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham I'm 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 Om.
Now we can go on to our 3 rounds of Bhastrika. Take a deep breath in and open out your hands. Get ready. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahman. Let's go on to the second round. Let's get ready. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. exit. 5, exit. 6, exit. 7, exit. 8, exit. 9, exit. 10, exit. 11, exit. 12, exit. 30, exit. 40, exit. 50, exit. 60, exit. 70, exit. 80, exit. 90, exit. 20, exit. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahmari. Now, let's get ready for the last round of Bhastrika. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahmari. Now we get ready for meditation. Make sure you're seated comfortably, back is properly supported, and keep the hands in any open meditative position. If you can feel your vitality within, mentally you can lift your vitality above the head and you're ready for meditation. Otherwise, mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. As you let go of everything, feel your awareness rise above. Bring your awareness. If you have a personal mantra or a personal way of doing your meditation, you can continue. Otherwise, bring your awareness behind the lowermost part of the sternum and visualize a rising vibration going through you and out of the top of the head. And that rising vibration feels like 3 syllables. Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om. And as you do this, we'll have the Om in the background, and if anybody doesn't like it, simply turn off your volume. Mentally affirm to yourself, I am not this body, I am not this mind. I am the eternal spirit, soul, whatever you think of. That which is far outside the body into a different domain. Mentally affirm that may the soul guide to fulfill the purpose for which it has come into this body, and mentally visualize a downflow from far above coming into you. Become aware of the senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. The senses given to us to fulfill the purpose for which we are born. Whenever you're ready to come out of meditation, open your eyes, raise the palm of your hands, and look straight into the palm of your hands. Feel the sensation in your hands as you first open your eyes. Feel yourself integrated with the energy within your system. Keep the eyes lightly open, but not fully open, and your awareness within. And if you have any questions, you can ask. But before that, there are two items that I would like to cover. One is related to the sleep that I mentioned. And the second thing is, over the weekdays, over this past week, you heard Ratna Nandkumar talk about the fall appeal that we do every year. I generally don't like to ask anyone for money. And of course, you don't need to, make any donation whatsoever to be part of whatever we do. In any case, the reason for the appeal that is done is, even as a non-profit, we are primarily a research organization, and we are focused on training people. And our approach of measured yoga therapy is very unique. Nobody else in the world has this. So our goal is to train more people so that they can bring more of the benefit to more people. We have been doing it with all remotely and all of this all these years, and it's a slow process and people learn very slowly. People have all been taking certification exams in this last month, and as we can see from there, few people out of the 18 or 20 people who have taken, 2, 3, 4 people are clearly people who know what they are doing. And then the majority, as you can see, because they have not been doing remotely, not actively focused and things like that, a lot of the people will need bootstrapping. So the thinking has been to bring it into more of a larger group trained and people who are more competent and available in a wider way. We'll need to train people in a residential format, which means they can come and stay for 2 weeks in a place and we can do it. And we would train 10 to 15 people at a time. And they will do this repeat visits, like 4, 5, 6 times a year of coming for a week, 2 weeks. And they would go and pick up on the practice, and this is how they would learn over a period of a year or 2. So with this as the thought, we think we have a need for a training center that can accommodate 10 to 15 people. So the estimated cost of that is somewhere close to $1.5 to $2 million. So if those of you who feel you would like to support, you can always support. Of course, this kind of support is not like a donation of $100 or $200. We are talking of a donation of $50,000 and $100,000. So wherever you can help, whatever you can help, that is fine. But again, go by what your inner soul indicates. You have been able to experience the silence within you. And in your silence, if you feel this is your swadharma, then of course feel free to do what you think is right from your soul. But now let's go into the subject of sleep. The interesting part that we hear about when we talk about sleep, people who have been systematically studying sleep, they have some insights and things which are very interesting. Commonly, if you ask in terms of people as to even sleep specialists about, why people are unable to fall asleep, the common answer is always the arousal of the mind, all the thoughts that is going through. That's why they are able to not fall asleep. It is very interesting. I heard a conversation earlier today about in the CME course that is happening. Dr. Venkat Srinivasan from San Antonio was talking on sleep. And he basically says that there are three kinds of noises that come, that people experience when when sleep issues come in. The first type of noise, what he calls is environmental noise. And the environmental noise is light being there, sounds being there, and these kinds of things can disturb people. And this could be some component of it. So that is why you would like a place that is dark and quiet and all of that. And the other part that also goes with it is that when you're sleeping, you like it a little cooler than normal temperature. So making sure that the temperature is more comfortable. The second thing he talks about is body noise. And body noise is a very interesting thing. The body noise relates to, it could be as little as your stomach is rumbling because you're hungry, or if you're the kind of the person who is woken up in order to, urinate. So in the middle of the night, all of these he considers as body noise or body disturbances. And of course, if there are other issues, pain in the body, that's another body noise. So all of these things, body noises, can inhibit good quality sleep. The third element that he talks about is what he calls mental noise. And the mental noise, he closely relates to something very interesting. And that is the way in which the circadian rhythm, the animal nature and all of that, how it plays in. And he draws a very interesting parallel that if you look at the animal kingdom, if you're in a place, of course, we are all living in cities with very few animals. But on the other hand, if you are able to observe in a relatively less urban environment, you will notice that during dusk time, the animals become a little more active. They become regenerated. So he talks about the circadian rhythm of how in the morning time when you wake up, the cortisol kicks up, and in the evening time, he says, people have a tendency for the blood pressure to go up. And so he recommends that people who have hypertension, the medication should be towards the later day, not first thing in the morning. And then the next thing that he points out is, one second. The next thing he points out is that towards the end of the day, when the blood pressure increases or there is activity during the dusk hour, he points out to the animals, birds and various this is the time animals become very active. And the way he explains it is, they are all looking for a safe place to go into and go into the night, safe place where they can quietly sleep. And so there is a natural hyperactivity that happens during the dusk hour, and that's the dusk hour people don't fall asleep. There is a hyperactivity. And in fact, in the tradition in which some of us have grown from India, it is said during the dusk hour you should never fall asleep. And then thereafter, over the next couple of hours, you have found a safe place within yourself, wherever you'll sleep, and gently you fall asleep, where you have all the environmental elements in the proper place, dark room, no lights, and quietness, and all of that, you gently fall asleep. So this idea of how the sleep works, and of course, he points out that in good, it typically, the first 4 hours or so in the of the sleep is when people have the deepest level of sleep, and the last part of the sleep is what is apparently the sleep when dreams and things may come, the REM sleep in the last couple of hours before waking up. And the general thought is that the REM sleep has a very important function in orienting yourself towards the right place of how you want to be guided to do what you need to do, what we call in yoga as fulfilling your swadharma, knowing what you need to do, engage. And the thought was that people who wake up with alarm, they disturb the REM. And in doing so, they naturally break up something. And when a person is well rested, and of course, all of you know the importance of sleep, how it restores the immune system. But what they have all found is, from a cognitive perspective, and whether it is cognitive perspective or all the motor activity perspective, one is more effective only when the sleep is good. Otherwise, motor effectiveness, all the physical activities we do, they are not optimal. And of course, cognitive perspective, receptivity, all of that is not optimal. And of course, what he describes is that when people drive, we all know about drunken drivingness that causes accidents. Actually, lack of proper sleep, he says, is the equivalent of that can cause proper accidents, because the whole system has the same kind of effect that alcohol has on the system. It depletes your sensory abilities, cognitive and motor abilities, and that has depleted this thing. So I thought it was very interesting, and I wanted to share this topic because everywhere, all the time I'm telling people you need to sleep enough, and that is the source of our daily antivirus and program updates that we talk about, that in sleep we connect with the cosmos and it brings you all of that. So when I saw this kind of a more medical research perspective, how they had kind of put together this, I thought it was very interesting, and I thought I'll share with you. Any questions or any other topic for discussion, we are open.
Namaskar, Dr. Rajan.
Namaste ji.
Namaste. Couple of things. First, I wanted to say that I got your book, an excellent book. I've read a few chapters and I'm really, really enjoying your book. So that is very good. Enjoying it very much. Secondly, I wanted to ask you if you have any suggestions for any mantras or any exercises for a meniscus tear.
See, the thing is, you see, how we learn best is when we work and we actually see the results in people.
Mm-hmm.
The results we have is not the equivalent of having dozens of people who have come and done it regularly, but we have a case of about 3 people for whom who have had meniscus tear over the last, from 2015 we have been doing. So the last 7-8 years that we have been working, and we have seen more than 1,000 people. In that, we have had 3 cases of meniscus tear, and I will tell you how it was dealt and how it took care of. And all of these people we are thinking of Actually, two of those people directly come to mind. And these were people who were in their around 40 years old. And people who developed the meniscus tear because of, playing high activity sports like tennis and things like that, where a meniscus tear occurred.
Yeah.
And when that tear occurred, they recommend, you see, in conventional medicine, there is a thought, and these days people are also rethinking about it, is that when the tear occurs, and for the people who are not physicians over here, in your knees, in your cartilage, when the cartilage is the soft bone tissue in the end that allows the joint to move smoothly. So when that soft bone tears off on the top, it creates a friction area, and that torn off segment can stand over there or be a floating around the fluids over there. So in a thought within the medical, this thing is, if that torn little part is floating around over there, it can go and damage tissues over there. It is better to remove that. It used to be the thought. Now, the thought now is that the floater that comes out because of the tear, that floater, it dissolves itself into the fluids over there. It's capable of dissolving itself. There's no need to do a surgical intervention. However, what happens is the torn element that has taken place, it creates at least part of that soft bone. It creates a rough, uneven area. And so the movement, there is not enough energy for, the normal energy is not enough to slide through smoothly to make the joint move. So typically the person gets pain. Now, what in these few cases, the 2 or 3 cases that we have worked with, the advice given to them was, don't do any surgery, but rather do breathing exercises and it will bring you back. And make sure that the physical exercise you do, you don't tire yourself out. Don't engage in heavy duty physical activity. Mm-hmm. So what happened is people ended up not doing their regular tennis practice and all of that for a period of 6 months. Mm-hmm. And they kept normal walking and things like that. That's fine, but no heavy duty physical activity. And they did the alternate nostril breathing followed by Bhastrika. Mm-hmm. So the Bhastrika pranayam done like about 5 rounds, 3 times a day, followed by first, of course, you do the alternate nostril breathing for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you do about 5 rounds of Bhastrika 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. And what happened was, in as little as 6 weeks, people found that in their normal functioning, they couldn't see any difference at all. There was no pain, nothing in their normal functioning. But then if they went and did heavy duty exercises like running, playing tennis, those kind of this thing, then they could feel some pain. But over a 6-month period, as they continued this practice, after that they can go and play their tennis and do whatever, everything healed itself. So this has been our experience. But again, I have to qualify that from a normal research perspective, when you have experience with 2 or 3 people, it is not considered enough in order to make a what you would call as a general statement. But this has been our experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
When we do this practice in the evening, we do the spinal twist and we say the three sides and makar on the front. Why do we do that? The twist is for the spine, I understand that, but why the sounds?
Okay. All I'm going to ask you is, do the same thing without the sound and see whether you feel a difference. You see, what happens is, the power of sound opens out the nadis. You see, it was in our training session, which has been going on related to the Yoga Sutra, and you were there in that session.
Yes.
I mentioned about the two brothers.
Correct.
One who appeared very strong, muscular, all built and all of those kinds of things.
Yes.
And the person's ability to lift weights was very little. And this was a person whose mind always has a sense, I know what I'm doing, and he never listens to anyone, and a kind of a person who has a lot of what you would say is my way is the right way, no openness, and that kind of a rigid personality. Now, on the other hand, the brother is a very thin, wiry person, and you would never suspect the person to be very, a person who has a lot of muscle mass or whatever. But this person is a person who practices meditation daily. And the person is very open, always cheerful. The other person, even though bulky, it is very difficult to get a smile on that person's face. But this other one is always smiling, always peaceful, never into arguments, listen to everybody, know this thing, peaceful, and everything is open. This person will lift weights very easily. So what is it that makes the difference? The nadis become open. What is the meaning of nadis becoming open? We spoke during our session that when we do our breathing exercise, and when from a medical perspective, we are talking of cellular respiration that is giving energy to the body, that is not prana. That is the building process of prana. The real prana in our body is the electromagnetism. And so the ionic process by which energy is produced in the body maintains the electromagnetism of the body. When the nadis are open, it has the ability to absorb the electromagnetism that is part of the entire cosmos. And when you have that ability of that openness, then you're able to lift and move various things. Now, what happens when you do the sound vibration? The sound vibration gives added effect on opening the nadis. When you do the chakra vibration, you feel the lightness within. When you do the twist, if you do it without the vibration, you will feel at the end of it not as light as you will feel when you do it with the vibration. That lightness is the opening of the nadis.
In that case, we don't use that vibration for every spinal exercise, but only for the twist. And that is also my question.
See, what happens is, doing vibration everywhere is more helpful. But what happens is, if the vibration is wrong, it can also hurt you. And the vibrations are most effective when there is openness and readiness within you, right? So what happens is, we start with the chakra vibration, we go on to the Ujjayi pranayam. That is when we are approximately ready to move forward, right?
Okay.
So it is just a question of what I call, before we use the sound, we go through the building process.
Okay. Okay. But sometimes we don't use the sound, like meditation. There is no sound. We do them internally. What is the difference?
The difference is that when we are using sound, we are putting effort to clear the nadis. But in meditation, we are letting the chitta connect with Ishvara. Now, I'm talking to you relative to what you have seen in the Yoga Sutra, what you have been.
Yes,
right?
I understand.
So that is your inner dimension, you just let go so that the inner dimension can connect with the highest source.
Okay. By the way, we have been doing before meditation saying, I let go, I let go, I let go. And then from last week, you also gave another alternative where take the vitality above your head. And that technique is much more effective for me personally, taking the vitality. And I don't even, this is new to me, so I don't think I understand it completely, but whatever I can do, I do it, and it's much more effective for some reason.
Okay. The answer is very simple. That is indeed a lot more effective for people who can feel it. What we are doing is, we are letting the electromagnetism be aligned to the higher focus. So the moment we say lift up the vitality, all we have done is we have moved the electromagnetism oriented upward. Okay? So what happens is, for people who are not sensitive enough, they won't feel it.
Okay.
Okay, you feel it, Ashok Thareja feels it, I feel it, and some of the others feel it, but not everybody feels it.
Okay.
So for them to affirm, I'm letting go of everything, thoughts and ideas and concepts, that is really the lower step to build towards that for people who cannot feel their vitality and lifting it up. So that's the reason. For each person, according to where they are ready and what they can feel, you do it that way, right?
Okay. Thank you.
So I have a question. So Raj, I have a question.
Yes.
So, the nadis, as the nadis are blocked and as they are partially opening up, is there a progression? People can feel symptoms saying, oh, my nadis are really closed up, versus as they're progressively opening up and they really open up, can they see physically? If they're physically symptomatic, they can feel it. What kind of feelings might be at the 2-3 different stages?
Yeah. I will answer this question very carefully, because as quickly as the nadis open up, as quickly the nadis can also get blocked. So what happens is, when you're talking of progression, it can also result in regression. Okay? So what happens is, it is all in the state of the body-mind-spirit complex. The thing is, you see, you can be a great meditator, you can feel, and by the way, the sign of the nadis being open is the lightness you feel within, the happiness you feel within, the way in which when you deal with people or talk with people, it feels like there is very little effort and everything is happening smoothly. That is the nature of the nadis being open. And the nadis being closed is when you feel that whatever, everything feels, you have to push things to get things done. The moment you feel that, then you know the nadis are not open, right? So what happens is, why is it I made that statement? While you can feel the nadis opening up, there can be one event in your life that can immediately close your nadis. You come across a situation where you find that there is a conflict within yourself. Your best friend who was there, on whom you trusted, and and the person knows you so well, lot of confidential aspects about you, and you have trusted the person with whatever your thoughts, maybe even your resources or whatever, and the person backstabs you. What happens? Immediately you feel, how can this be? And all your nadis will get clogged. But on the other hand, if you are a person who is the true meditator, you go into meditation and ask, why is this happening to me? And two answers come. You may see that's a function of the karma flow of yours or of that person, and then you realize, how does it matter? We are all in this body for a temporal period of time. Well, let him do what he is doing, and you just be an observer and you watch. And you know what happens when you don't react and you watch? After a few days, your friend will come back to you and will come back and apologize and will say the person made a mistake or whatever this thing, and you let it go. But what happens is, your reaction happened because you had attachment to your friend. And in the meditative process, and that is the reason the clog happened as a result of that event. And the moment the attachment disappeared, everything let go. So the person may come and apologize to you, but on the other hand, you don't care whether the person apologized or not. You let it go, so be it. So what happens is, even though we try to purify ourselves and let go, yet our attachments may not go 100%. There may be certain people who may impact you in a certain way. Not being impacted by anything and just realizing this body is nothing at all. It is only an instrument of the cosmic flow. You are not going to worry about it. That is a much higher state. And that is what we covered in the Yoga Sutra today. when we came to the end of the of the third chapter, right? So that gives you a perspective in terms of how you understand the nadis are open, the feeling of lightness, happiness. But it doesn't mean it is going to be there permanently unless you evolve yourself to the even higher level.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Tammy, one last question, and after that we'll close.
Sure. I was going to share that, like in the beginning, a lot of my questions were around epigenetic programming, Doctor. Remember, and learning when you're talking about to not be reactive and to let it go and how to manage things. And I've noticed that it's practice, and they do come back and get clogged again. And I just want to say thank you to that. And then also, when she was talking about the spinal twist with the mantras, and I did a bunch of BioWell readings yesterday during class last night, and I was very amazed at the impact that doing that had. I know it feels good and it's clear and it's light, but the healing part with the the immune system and the heart, I was really amazed. So I just want to say thank you for however you pick out what you pick out for us to do. And yeah, I'm glad to be here. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.